What's going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning in once again to my channel. I can't say it enough, but to anyone who has subscribed, liked, commented, glanced, maybe perhaps you've even watched an entire video, one or two or more. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for taking the time to hear what I'm sharing. And that is exactly the point of why I'm doing this, is to share ideas, information, thoughts, things that I have, found to be valuable, good takeaways from books that I'm reading, or just life lessons that I've learned over these 41 years of life. Yeah, it's gonna take some getting used to. And by the time I get used to saying that I'm 41, I'll be turning 42. But anyway, that's just the way it works. Don't be afraid of getting old. Just embrace it, because it's gonna happen, whether you like it or not. Now, what we will have the opportunity to do, and what we do have the responsibility of doing, is choosing whether or not we grow up. Okay, those are two different things. But anyway, I'm here once again recording on this beautiful Monday. Why is it a beautiful Monday, Josh? What's so beautiful about Monday? I know Monday gets that, it's got that bad reputation because it represents the end of the weekend, which for most of us, the weekend represents no work, relaxation, no schedules, fun, um, doing anything else other than our normal routine during the week, right? That's the majority of us. Not everybody, but so I understand why Monday gets its bad rap, and I've had plenty of terrible Mondays. Today isn't one of them. Well, let me explain a little bit why I'm so enthusiastic and pointing out why this Monday hasn't been so bad for me. Um, I I woke up this morning, like, I want to say it had to be around 4:15 a.m. And it was one of those. It was, and maybe you've had this. Maybe this has occurred before. If you want to share in the comments, you can. If not, that's fine. But when you have a lot on your mind, we like to call it having a lot on your plate, right? It's just like this metaphor that we use to just symbolizes that we have a lot going on in our lives, whether it's personal, professional, could be both, could be a combination of everything. It was one of those wake ups this morning, right? I was woken up by that, and it wasn't anything extreme, and I'm thankful. And again, to put things in perspective, I mean, and I don't want to go off the subject too much, or too many different directions, but to put things in perspective, my life is great. Is it perfect? No. Is there trouble? Is there struggle, stress? Absolutely. There are issues, there are problems. I live a normal life just like everyone else, but I don't live in a third world country. I don't have to think and wonder about necessities, basic needs, and those are things that I'll just probably never really be able to truly appreciate. I want to try my best not to take them for granted, but I don't know that I'll ever be able to truly appreciate those things, because I'm an American and I grew up in the US, and this is what I know. And so I'm grateful for that. And all that being said, let's go back to what I was talking about originally. I had that 4 a.m., 4:15 a.m. Wake up call coming by way of just thoughts, things on my mind. A little bit of, I don't want to say anxiety, but I am anxious about some things, particularly this week. Got a couple things going on, some things looming ahead. And, my mind, as most of us, works. Sometimes when you focus on something enough, you kind of start to go down that, you get the ball rolling. And if it's something that's not necessarily, positive or helpful to you as a person, it's going to have that certain effect on you. It's going to start to weigh on you. And I think that's what happened this morning was, this thing just snowballed and became this weight on my shoulders, woke me up in the morning. And so what do? I'm sitting there, I'm laying in bed. I get up, I go sit on the couch, and my thoughts are just going. I'm not even awake yet. It's like 4 a.m. And I'm just, I'm half asleep, sitting on the couch, just thinking. And, just trying to figure out, okay, well, what about this and that? And I realized that, and this is what I think a lot of us really like, and I think this would be helpful if this is something we could practice or put into practice on a normal, on a regular basis, is centering ourselves. And what I mean by that is like kind of pausing the thoughts as much as possible. And again, every situation is going to be different. Some things are very intense. Some things are very, they weigh heavily on us for a reason. I'm not saying everything should be taken lightly, or you should just disregard things that are bothering you or causing stress or anxiety. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I'm saying we have to realize, like I realized this morning, right? So this is kind of a win. This is a victory a small victory that I have, and I want to share with you guys. Something I realized this morning was, I had to kind of pause my thoughts, stop for a minute and think. And again, I'm half asleep. I'm not Superman. I'm not always in a good mood. I don't always feel like doing it the positive way. I don't always feel like correcting my thoughts or, starting from point A. I'm not a robot. I'm a person. Sometimes I just say, man, forget it. I don't want to I don't even want to deal with anything today. I have those days too. But this morning, in my half asleep, half awake, state of mind at 4:15 in the morning, I'm on the couch, I'm sitting there, and I just had to put a stop. I just had to hit the brakes on my thoughts. And I said, you know what, Josh, I'm talking to myself, Josh, what can you really do about that right now? That was it. It's like, bro, what can you do about that right now? Yes, it's a concern. Yes, you're wondering. Yes, you're not sure. What can you do? What can you do? And sometimes it's just as simple as that. What can I do about this? And really at the moment, it's like all that worrying and all that anxiety, it doesn't change anything for me. And it sucks because it's like it's almost like your mind and your body wants to continue to worry. Like, well, wait a minute, let's get back to worry mode because for some reason it's helpful or whatever. And it's really interesting that our minds work that way because in reality, the mind's just receiving instructions. So it's really me or my body and my mind connecting and coming up with some sort of idea that this is a healthy thing, that this is helpful for me to worry and be anxious, and it just isn't. So I have to make the decision. I have to take control and say, you know what? And that's what I did this morning. I said, hey, this isn't helping. So what will help, right? Because there's always that if you're gonna say, and I quote one of my good friends who said once, if in order to say, and I don't know if he got this somewhere else, but I heard it from him. He said, in order to say no to something, you have to say yes to something else. And I thought that was interesting. And maybe comment if you agree or disagree, or if you want to expand on that, or if you understand what I'm saying. But he said, in order to say no to something, you have to say yes to something else. And basically what what that conveys to me is, well, in particular, my situation this morning was, hey, Josh, time out. Okay. So I'm talking to myself, time out, hit the brakes on your thoughts, everything that's just rushing through your mind. And I'm sure those of you that are listening can relate. You have those days where there's so much on your mind. There's so many things going through your mind at once. It just comes on like a flood, right? It's just it's overwhelming. I mean, it's got to be overwhelming if it's waking you up from being asleep. It's got to be serious. And again, I'm not saying to not take it serious. The opposite of of what I did this morning is I didn't go and ridicule myself and say, man, this is no big deal, like, this and that. I didn't say any of that. What I thought about was what can I say yes to in order to say no to this worry and this stress and this state of mind that I'm in at the moment that's not going to be helpful, because it wasn't going to help me. It wasn't going to help me achieve what it is I was worried about achieving, or it wasn't going to help me get to whatever I was wanting to get and was worried about in the first place. It's like it's just a complete waste of time, and we get caught up in that so easy. We just go around and around and around. It's like, like they say, a dog chasing its tail. It's going nowhere. And all that time you're wasting energy, you're draining yourself. You've got all this negativity that you're bringing on yourself because you're in that negative state of mind. You're in that place that is just worry, anxiety. Now, I know these things are real. Again, they are our bodies, our minds experience these emotions for a reason. They're there for a reason. So they're not bad on their own. They're necessary. But like every necessary thing, like anything else, things can be necessary, but they have to be necessary within a context, within a how do I say this? Like within their capacity, right? So worrying is normal. Okay, that's a little worrisome. I'm a little anxious about that. I'm a little nervous about that. That's a little stressful. Fine. These are normal. This means you're alive, means you're a person. Now, when you stay in that place, that's when it's an issue. That's when you have to say, like I did this morning, pause, hit the brakes. Dude, this is not going to help you. So again, in order to say no to something, you have to say yes to something else. So what can I say yes to in this case that's going to help me? And you're going to laugh. Some of you are going to laugh. Some of you are going to get where I'm coming from. And some of you are going to say, like, dude, is this really the conclusion that you brought us to right now? Like, this is what this is all about. It's funny, but hey, this is my channel. This is what I want to share with you today. I thought it was cool. If you could take from it, great. If you can't, I don't blame you. But I thought, what can I do then? Right? Since I have little control over this right now, and in this way, and the worry and the stress is not going to help it. What can I do? What will help it? And lo and behold, it turns out that what I needed to do today was clean my room. That was the yes. That's what I said yes to in order to say no to all that worrying, that anxiety, and all that stress. I said, you know what? I need to clean my room. I need to straighten it out. I need to move some stuff around. There's some things in there I got to get rid of. Why don't I do that today? Why don't I focus on that? And it's silly, right? I mean, it's hilarious to hear a 41-year-old man talking about cleaning his room, right? Like I'm 13. But I needed to clean my space. And it's something I knew I needed to do. And you know what? It's something I had control of. It's something that I could actually initiate from start to finish. It was actually a goal that I could commit to and complete. And I'm telling you right now, and if you don't believe me, try it. And then report back to me and say, hey, Josh, I tried it. Either your method sucks or I tried it and I get what you're saying. But I'm telling you, and I kid you not, saying yes to completing that task and accomplishing that goal today completely changed my state of mind. It completely changed how I started my day off. I don't have that negative, worrisome, anxious, stressful, overwhelming emotion. My mind is not running a million miles an hour thinking about some things that worrying and being anxious about it just wasn't going to help. It was pointless. So I made a decision to redirect my energy and put it towards something that was going to be a lot more useful. And in the same time, I set a goal and I accomplished it. I took my mind away from something that it couldn't do anything about, right? My mind couldn't help me. My mind couldn't help me. Right? And I don't want to say my mind couldn't help me. I mean, like at that state, in my state of mind, I couldn't be helped. That's what I meant. Right? All that worry and anxiety. And this is for us to understand that all that worrying, all that anxiety, it changes nothing. It doesn't. It doesn't change anything. So I was able to set a goal and accomplish it. I was able to take my mind away from those negative thoughts and all that worry. The other thing I was able to accomplish was I was able to change my emotional state by something as simple as cleaning my room. And, you know, I don't know what else to tell you guys. I mean, sometimes we're going to have some serious talks here. And I think this is serious as well, even though it's kind of silly because of, you know, what I'm sharing. I really hope that you're taking to heart what I'm saying and getting the concept, understanding the concept of what I'm saying. We have the ability to do something about the things that we can actually do something about. Now, I've talked about 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I always mention that book. I love that book. The one thing I do want you to know and understand is that the book talks about the circle of influence, meaning these are the things that we can actually impact, that we can actually do something about. And so let's focus on that, even if it's the smallest steps, right? Because I'm telling you, if you could set a goal to do something and you accomplish that day, it's going to change everything about that day for you. I experienced that today for myself, and I hope you get to experience the same. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. Hope you have a great week. I'll be recording another short on Thursday, and I'll be back here again on Monday with another video. Again, any comments, like, share, subscribe if you think it's worth it. Share with everybody you know who you think might benefit from something like this. Maybe they won't, maybe they will. I don't know. And also, if you have any suggestions about future videos, something you want to hear me talk about or you want my opinion on, it'd be my pleasure to do that. So just let me know. Have a great week.